This is Fox 5 News at 11. Local, Las Vegas.
Looking really good
Hometown
right here.
boy. Did it. 27-50.
Well, it is NASCAR week in Las Vegas.
And part of that week could be a big addition to the Las Vegas Valley sports scene. Fox 5's Eric Hilt joins us. And Eric, there could be another big sporting event calling Las Vegas home.
Yeah, John Christine, tomorrow the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is expected to announce a second NASCAR race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And you know, this happens as the NHL is moving to Las Vegas. The rumors about the Raiders are heating up and all that speculation is coming in. It's really establishing Las Vegas as a sports destination.
NASCAR!
NASCAR fans are already descending on the valley, getting ready for Sunday's Monster Energy Cup race.
We just come down here, we party, have a good time.
And now there are more and more sports fans making the trip to Las Vegas to have a good time. With an NHL franchise taking the ice in the fall, Raiders rumors gaining steam, the NBA Summer League calling the Valley home, along with 4 college basketball conference tournaments, Las Vegas is quickly turning into a sports town.
Well, I grew up in Las Vegas, and we never had really a team to root for, just college sports. So now all of a sudden you're talking NFL, you're talking NHL.
This is where it's at. This is the mecca of sports. How about that?
Victor Moreno sells sports memorabilia and says the growing sports scene is great for businesses across the valley.
Huge. People will probably have millions and millions of dollars.
And tomorrow, the LVCVA is expected to announce another big sporting event in Las Vegas, a second NASCAR race out at the Speedway. That one for the NASCAR playoffs.
For Las Vegas to get a second race would be huge. I know it's something that this city has wanted for many years. It's a destination for people to come to watch sports now, not just to gamble. This city has it all.
And there's still a lot of questions about how that NASCAR race would fit into the race schedule, when it would happen. Those questions might be answered at tomorrow's announcement. It is at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Fox 5's Vince Sapienza will be there to get us all the information about that announcement. And then, of course, all weekend, Cobalt 400 this weekend, and there'll be events throughout the weekend, into the weekend up to that race as well.
NASCAR fans have to be over the moon to hear this.
Well, when it rains, it pours, like you said. You know, we've got the Golden Knights already here, Raiders that we're going to find out in a couple of weeks, so we'll see.
Turning into a sports town, just like you said. Thank you, Eric.
Well, no complaining about the weather in the valley. It's been sunny and warm.
Yep, and it's slowly but surely going to warm up even more. This is drone video from Fox 5's chief meteorologist, Ted Purdy. So, Ted, as we get closer to Thursday and Friday, we're looking at, what, 80s?
Yeah, absolutely. A steady stream of 80s. Now, we understood we're going to see 80s to begin with, but now those temperatures, the closer we get to the weekend, actually getting a little warmer. So we're talking 81 degrees for a couple of days. Sunday, it looks like right now that heat does reach its peak with 82 degrees. That'll be the warmest day of the next few, but we keep the 80 degrees into next week, even 79 degrees. As a matter of fact, it doesn't look like we start to drop that temperature by any significant amount until maybe the end of next week. So a great stretch of weather for us. I'm just impressed by the lack of wind out there every afternoon, including right now, wind west 5 miles an hour, 55 degrees. We have those high, thin clouds that we saw today, good enough to make that automated icon display mostly cloudy skies, but we all know we saw plenty of sunshine today, and we'll do the same tomorrow. So a little warmer on your Wednesday. Today's high just 66 degrees. It felt warmer than that. Tomorrow 75, a parade of 80s as I mentioned, and a spectacular weekend. We'll talk more about your weekend, your NASCAR weekend forecast, and of course the big event in Henderson at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. It is on Water Street. It's the Henderson St. Patrick's Day Parade. That forecast straight ahead. Send it back over to the anchor desk.
All right, Ted, thank you. Prosecutors say former MMA fighter War Machine tried to kill 2 people. He's also accused of raping his ex-girlfriend and beating her and the man she was dating, Corey Thompson. Thompson was back on the stand for day 2 of War Machine's trial. This is Corey Thomas. He said he was asleep in bed with War Machine's ex-girlfriend in her home the early morning hours of the August 2014 alleged beating. He described what happened when War Machine walked into Christine McInday, or Christy Mack's, house.
War Machine jumped on top of me and was pounding on my face with his fists.
Then
he bit my right cheek with full teeth.
War Machine's birth name is Jonathan Copenhaver. His defense attorney asked Thomas about his own martial arts background.
What you would do when you went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
When you go from a fight that's, you know, from training, and you take that into something that's real, life and death, everything changes. The Of course, I learned that for the first time.
The attorney kept asking about different moves Thomas could use against an attacker.
I'm no jiu-jitsu master, and it's been almost 8-10 years since I did that, so I'm kind of running out of moves for you. But if you want some training, you got a guy over there. He knows his stuff.
That guy he's referring to? War Machine. The former MMA fighter whispered to his attorneys during Thomas's testimony, shook his head in disagreement.
I could understand the fear factor.
The prosecution asked Thomas about that early August 2014 morning when Thomas tried to fight off War Machine.
Were you concerned about your safety?
Yes.
What was going through your mind?
Try not to die.
Thomas stared down War Machine when he left the stand. War Machine is facing more than 30 charges. If he's convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Fox 5 will be there when the trial resumes tomorrow morning.
About 50 Rancho High School students, teachers, and community members rallied in support of protecting our local dreamers.
The rally was planned by students to bring attention to the Bridge Act. That's a bipartisan bill meant to give work permits and protection to certain undocumented immigrants, mostly to those who are now on DACA.
Fox 5's Miguel Martinez-Valle was there among the chants and spoke to the student leaders who planned the rally. Miguel.
Well, the Bridge Act, it was co-sponsored by Republican Senator Dean Heller, and it's supported by Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. But more than just that bipartisan support, it had a lot of students and teachers from Rancho High School out here earlier today to support in the rally. Rancho High School students planned today's rally after the Day Without Immigrants protest. So the student leaders I spoke to today, they told me they realized then how many undocumented immigrants and dreamers they have in their high school, and they felt that they had to act for their family and their friends. They heard about the Bridge Act through watching news in their history class, and it was in the class that they looked up the bipartisan bill that would replace President Obama's DACA program, but allow undocumented youth who were able to get jobs and go to college because of those benefits to continue with their lives.
They'll have stability and they won't live in fear. They will be assured that they will have their jobs the next day. When they wake up, they'll have their jobs. They will be here in this country that they came to have a better future.
And the planning for the rally, it started off online as a Facebook event, but today 50 people ended up showing up to support the act and support their friends and family who would benefit from them. And you heard them there chanting and gathering with the signs and everything out here. So it was 50 people outside, and that went from right after school went out to around 4 o'clock. And the leaders I spoke to who planned this event, they tell me that they're going to keep going and planning events to help their friends and family and their community. Reporting live, Miguel Martinez-Valle, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Miguel, thank you. The Bridge Act was introduced by Senators Richard Durbin and Lindsey Graham. Tomorrow marks International Women's Day. Women around the nation are encouraged to take the day off to show what a day would feel like without women. In Virginia, 2 school districts will be closed tomorrow after nearly 300 staff members requested Wednesday off. That means 15,000 students will be staying home tomorrow. The national strike is organized by the same group that led the Women's March on Washington.
The decision is based solely on our ability to provide sufficient staff to cover all of our classrooms. It is not based on a political stance or position.
You heard that recorded message that went out to parents from that Virginia school. Organizers say the school closures were not expected, and if you can't afford to strike, don't. They say you can show solidarity with women by wearing red tomorrow or shop in women-owned businesses. Tomorrow is election day for UNLV's student government, and one of the students running for office is getting attention, but not for the right reasons.
That's because he sent out a couple of controversial tweets. Fox 5's Abby Tedros live on campus where she talked to the candidate. What did he have to say, Abby?
That's right. Well, Trevor Atkinson wants to be UNLV's next student body vice president. But as you mentioned, he did have a couple of controversial tweets, particularly as it relates to guns and immigration. So today I talked to him about it just to see if he still stands by what he said.
Why don't we talk about some of those tweets? So
I would like to, you can view online if you'd like, but I'm not here to talk about the tweets. We're here to spread our message, get out and vote.
Like a true politician, Trevor Atkinson didn't want to talk about the controversial tweets.
Anything I've said is open to my personal beliefs, and they're out there to view.
Except they're not. Atkinson deleted his Twitter account after our meeting, but I got a hold of the screenshots from other students. In January, Atkinson tweeted this: "Attention liberals, I'll be expressing my rights today, so please stay out of the area to avoid PTSD. #triggered. He retweeted a friend who talked about a group of them taking action on the U.S.-Mexico border. "No need for a wall. Me, Trevor, and Matt will stand at the border with our guns."
It's scary. I wouldn't want someone who thinks that it's okay to post something like that to even run for vice president or president.
Other students link the tweets to American politics.
Just like Trump, I think it kind of just normalizes that kind of behavior, such as, yes, we have the Second Amendment, but it shouldn't be something that we go to threaten people.
What I tweeted was within my rights, nothing controversial.
So why not talk about it? I tried again to ask Atkinson about the tweets.
You did say watch out liberals, though, and tweet out a picture of 5 guns, right?
No, now you're taking the wording and changing it.
Okay.
So I would like to end this interview right now.
And I also talked to Atkinson's running mate, the person who wants to run for student body president, and he told me that Atkinson actually received a couple of threatening messages on social media, and he has reported it to the authorities here on campus. Reporting live, Abby Tedros, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Political intrigue on the campus of UNLV. Abby, thank you. Students can vote tomorrow and Thursday online, and they can expect an email with a link. A Florida couple still in shock after a cruise ship was truly too close for comfort.
It was just a few feet from their waterfront home.
Too close! Too close! Get out!
She said, "Too close, get out." Hear from the couple about the close encounter and what the cruise ship company said about the ordeal.
Plus, the Backstreet Boys have made their mark on Las Vegas with their residency. Now they have another big announcement, who they will be performing with this year.